Most people who talk about, retirement numbers never really get past the compound interest calculators, right? They show you, $1 million. They tell you to withdraw 4% and they just move on. But nobody talks about what that number actually means when you're 65, retired and trying to live it off it for 30 more years. What's the real behavior? What's the real psychology? What's the real math that the calculators hide from us? And I want to walk you through what $1 million, 1.5 million and 2 million actually give you in retirement, including covered call ETFs, because the headline number is not the story here. The path there is. So here is what's going on, right? At $1 million, a 4% withdrawal rate gives you about $40,000 per year. And that's around $3,300 a month. Before taxes, right? Before inflation, before a market drop forces you to sell at the bottom. Add in some covered call ETFs, JEPI at 8% on 200K is about $16,000 a year. That gets you to $56,000 total. Better, but still tight if you still have a mortgage, healthcare costs, and a spouse who, wants to eat, right? At 1.5 million, the 4% rule gives you about $60,000 a year. Add JEPI on 300,000 at 8%, and you get $24,000 more, $84,000 total. That is $7K per month. Pretty comfortable, I would say, in most places. Tight in like a New York or California, though. $2 million, the 4% rule gives you about $80,000. Add JEPI on 400,000, and you get $32,000 more, $112,000 total. That's around $9,300 a month. Now, my opinion, you're living well, but you are also assuming the market cooperates, right? And that the yield holds up and you do not panic in a 30% drawdown, right? Here's how I think about this, right? The 4% rule was built on historical data. It assumes a 60-40 portfolio over 30 years. It does not account for sequence of returns risk. Retire in 2008 and your 1 million is 600,000 before you even take your first withdrawal. The 4% rule becomes the 6.7% rule literally overnight. And that is how portfolios start to die. Covered call ETFs help because the income, it's not a withdrawal, right? It's literally a premium. The shares stay put, the cash flows out. But the yield also is not guaranteed. JEPI paid, $6.25 a year in 2022. It paid $4.72 in 2025, right? That's a big drop. And you can't budget around some variable yield like that. The real number is not a million or 2 million. It's the income floor, right? How much cash hits your account every month, regardless of what the market's doing, right? You got Social Security, your pensions, covered call ETFs, dividend stocks you might have. The floor is what lets you sleep better at night. The rest is what lets you grow, okay? If you have $1 million and you need, let's say, $5,000 a month to live, the 4% rule gives you $3,300 a month. You are short $1,600 every month, right? You either cut expenses down, you draw down principal, or you take one more risk. None of those are really good options if you ask me. If you have 1.5 million and you need $5,000 a month, the 4% rule gives you the $5,000. You're breaking even, but that also assumes no inflation, no healthcare surprises, no market crashes. One bad year, unless you might be drawing down your principal. If you have $2 million and you need $5,000 a month, right? That 4% rule obviously gives you $6,600 a month. You have a cushion. That cushion is what lets you sleep better at night. That cushion is what lets you ignore all the headlines we see everywhere. So what does this mean for how you should think about retirement, or at least how I do? I don't focus on the pile. I focus on the floor. The pile is what the financial advisors like to show us, right? The floor, right, is what actually pays our bills. Social Security is a floor, right? Pension is a floor. Covered call distributions are a floor for me. Dividend stocks are my floor. The rest is growth, right? QQQ, SPY, SHD, that accumulation engine, right? I don't touch that unless I absolutely have to. I just continue to let it compound, right? You let it grow. You let it become the cushion that saves you in year 15. Let's say when inflation's eroded your purchasing power. My approach for this stuff is fairly simple. Look, I'm not retired. I'm just building, but I think about the floor every single day, literally. The income layer, the covered call ETFs, the dividend stocks, right? My cash buffers. The goal is not to have, $2 million. The goal is to have a floor that covers literally all of my expenses, regardless of what the market is doing. The 1 million, 1.5 million, $2 million numbers, let's be honest, they're just milestones. The real milestone, in my opinion, is the month where your passive income finally exceeds all of your expensive. That, in my opinion, is retirement, not the account balance, right? The cash flow. So here's my question for you guys in the comments. What's your number? And is it based on a pile or the floor? Let us know down below in the comments. And if you're getting started with all this stuff, I want to invite you to the full ARK option strategy workshop. It's only 90 minutes long, and I break everything down in plain, easy to understand English. You also get my 15 favorite stocks under $30, my 2 premium calculators, and my full trade lock template. You'll find a link to that workshop as the first one in the description of today's video. Remember, guys, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.